Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. I'm Carl Froch, also a four-time world boxing champion, a Hall of Famer, but you didn't need to know that. I just thought I'd tell you. Whilst you're here, hit subscribe and these videos will keep coming. So yeah, Alexander Usyk and Tyson Fury are finally getting in the ring. Brilliant. This is great for boxing. It's happening in Saudi Arabia. I still hold my reservations for that. Is that good or bad for boxing? Can people even afford to go out to Saudi? They can't have a pint of Guinness and watch the fight because of the culture out there. We do love to have a couple of drinks, relax, get to a packed venue like Wembley Stadium, 80,000, or the O2, 20,000. Have a few drinks, relax, and get involved with the atmospheric fight of a big fight night. And unfortunately, you don't get that in Saudi. I've been there myself for the AJ and Ruiz rematch. And you can hear a pin drop when the action's going off, which is a real shame. And it's a real shame for the fans, which actually brings me on to BRICKTOP saying, we're doing it for the fans. We're doing it for the fans. You're not doing it for the fans, are you? You're doing it for the old Bunsen burner. You're doing it for the money.
What sort of bunts would I be looking at? Sorry.
The fans can't afford to buy a flight ticket to Saudi Arabia and stay in a Saudi Arabian hotel and go to the venue and fly back. It's just too much and too big. And unfortunately, all these big fights are happening out there right now. So I don't know whether it's good or bad for boxing. It's not good for the fans. It's good for the fighters that take part because they're getting paid mega money, but at what cost? So anyway, the fight's happening. It's in Saudi. I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. But did you see Eddie Hearn at the press conference? I never ever thought I would see Eddie Hearn sitting on a top table waiting for the main event to walk in. You know, the champion in the world title walks out second. Eddie's sitting there with twiddling his thumbs, having a look around. Anthony Joshua's there. And who walks out to the big ring entrance? Oh, BRICKTOP! Frank Warren walks out, giving it the royal wave. Hey guys, here I am. The main event's landed, the big show. So old BRICKTOP sits down to the top table and he opens a show and he shows. That was a real power move from Frank Warren. Fair play to him, 71 years old, running the show out in Saudi. He's stitched up the small hall promoter, and Eddie Hearn. It was Eddie Hearn calling him a small hall promoter. And now Skills Challenge has gone a bit down the pan. Frank Warren is running the show in Saudi. But if these big fights are happening, it's great. It's great that they're working together. And hopefully the bigger fights can now get made moving forward. Because we want to really see Anthony Joshua in with the big fights. Then we want to see the Deontay Wilder fight against AJ. And ideally want to see AJ again in with Usyk or Fury. I mean, we'd love to see the Fury fight. So hopefully that one will eventually get made.
So just quickly mention about what happened with Frank Warren and Adam Catterall of TalkSport.
You know what? I thought that was terrible. Adam Catterall of TalkSport, my colleague, I was broadcasting with him the other night on a show up in Manchester. And at the end of it, Frank Warren shouted, "Oh, warm pint" or something, because Catterall said something about it's like a warm pint of lager. That Wilder and AJ are on the same bill but not fighting each other. So he called him over and Catterall is very articulate and he's right in what he was saying. I'm totally 100% behind everything Catterall said. But the way Frank Warren stuck it on him, said it was a load of bollocks, all the crap he's been talking. And then Umar from IFL, it was like an ambush, like Adam Catterall got ambushed. I don't like to see that. It's a form of bullying and it was out of order. I think Adam Catterall could have gritted his teeth a little bit more, dug his heels in and had to go back and said, listen, you gave us fucking Tyson Fury against Derek Chisora and then you're giving us Wilder and AJ on the same bill and it's not happening. You know what I mean? I was there. Why didn't they call me over? Call the Cobra over. I'll get in front of the camera. I'll have a debate with you. BRICKTOP, get on my channel. Let's have a debate. It's not going to happen, is it? You don't want to come on here and debate me. Listen, I've got nothing against you. What you did to Adam Catterall, my colleague, my friend, it was out of order, so I've had to pull you on it. And him having to go at Adam Catterall basically comes from the same tone that they're setting where they're banning TalkSport from events, or TalkSport aren't allowed to come to the press conference. They're not allowed to show up to this event. Tyson Fury's last press conference, apparently TalkSport were banned from there. How can you ban an independent journalist that's just given an opinion? So is that where we're going? If we don't follow the narrative of Frank Warren or Eddie Hearn for that example, if we don't follow what they're saying, and go with the narrative that they're pushing, and we're not allowed to have an alternative opinion and give some kind of critique to these fights and these matches are being made and how long they're taking and who fights who and where it happens. If we can't have a word or an opinion, one, free speech is gone, but two, if you're going to ban us from shows, how is that even plausible? How's that possible? How can Tyson Fury, a fighter, say, oh, I don't want TalkSport? It's ridiculous. It's pathetic. It shouldn't be happening. Can you imagine Roy Keane, he pundits for football, Premier League and Champions League football. Imagine if one of the football teams, like Manchester United or Man City, said, "Oh, we don't like Roy Keane's opinion because he's too honest and he tells it how it is, like the Cobra. We don't like it, so don't use him," or he's banned from being a pundit on TNT Sports or Sky Sports. It's ridiculous. You shouldn't have a say in which journalists turn up. You're giving Tyson Fury too much power. Banning journalists from shows needs to stop. So that's it for another episode of Froch on fighting. Don't forget to leave your comment in the comment box below. I read everything, good and bad. It is 99% positive though for the Cobra. Whilst I've got you, don't forget to hit subscribe and I'll see you next time.